Hey now, this is a certified hood classic.
Another one.
Arby's, we have the meats.
All right, Zona's Accord. It's time for the Hump Day dance, everybody.
It's a trance, dude. The hump.
To the Burger King
Oh,
bathroom.
wow, look at that. Not even a minute in.
I
Not
figured
even a minute.
we're going to have to wait another 38 minutes today as well. Thank you, Cobalt Tools, getting it ready.
Killing it.
Wild Women Wednesday with a little twist of some Detroit Rock City.
Yeah, we're going to knock out this Detroit action. Viewer discretion is advised. We will be discussing some very sensitive topics.
Sweet.
During this.
I like sensitive topics with the Inkster at the Inkster jail, brah.
Shop Inkster.
The Inkster jail. I actually fed myself before we even started. Had some hot dogs with some sauerkraut. Of course, Joe the sauerkraut buys with caraway seeds. Pro tip.
I gotta get me something to eat.
Yeah. Well, you got a premiere to work on, my friend.
I know.
Phone.
Hello, you.
Let's get it.
All right, good morning. Can you guys hear me in Inkster?
Sure.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and do you have the defendant present? Good morning.
Randy.
Yes.
All right, officer, I'll need to take your probable cause testimony first. Please state your name and badge number for the record.
Detective Deuce, badge number 1840, Inkster Police Department.
Detective
Thank you.
Deuce?
And are you going to testify in this case from your own personal knowledge or from an investigator's report?
Investigator's report.
Please raise your right hand and swear from the contents of the report are true to the best of your information and belief.
Douche.
Yes, Your Honor.
Not Deuce.
Thank you. This is People versus Brandon Spalding Lewis. I have one count of possession of a firearm by a prohibited person, that being a taser.
God bless.
I have possession of ammunition by a prohibited person, that being a taser. I have carrying a concealed weapon, that being a handgun. I have felony firearm attached to a handgun. I have another felony firearm attached to a handgun. Is there an error in the complaint in terms of what the dangerous weapon is for the counts 1 and 2?
I believe so, Your Honor. It should all be for a firearm.
Oops.
Because
Hey,
the way
lady.
that it's
That's what I heard.
Douche.
the way that it's written would prevent me from finding probable cause the way that it's outlined in the complaint, unless there was a taser is not going to satisfy the statute.
Uh-oh.
One moment.
Can we see our first throwed out case?
Hey now.
Because of bad paperwork?
Yeah, I didn't know you used the ammunition for a
Go ahead
taser.
with your testimony. You've been sworn.
On April 24th at approximately 12:04 a.m., Officer Brett Murray, Tower Riblet, Sergeant Corey Snyder of Inkster Police Department received a police run to the above location regarding a male kicking in the front door to that location. While en route, the information from dispatch stated that the male may be armed. The officers made the location. They were met by the resident identifying himself as Gene Nix Jr. At that time, Mr. Nix informed the officers that the defendant had just left the location right before they arrived. Officers were advised that the defendant may be armed. The witnesses stated that the defendant had just left out of the back door of the home. The witness gave the officer a description of the defendant and what he was wearing. Officers exited the location in the last known direction the defendant was traveling. Officer Murray then went to the backyard of 25953 Dartmouth Street in Eastern Michigan at that time. Officer Murray observed a person matching the description he had just received from the witness. The defendant was walking eastbound on Andover Street. Sergeant Snyder advised dispatch of the description of the defendant. Sergeant Snyder jumped the fence and attempted to get the defendant to stop. The defendant ran southbound through the yard, Officer Riblet informed radio that he had found the defendant walking eastbound on Colgate near Beach Daily. The defendant was detained at the time for the investigation. Sergeant Snyder and Officer Murray at the time did a
Applebee's.
canvass of the area. Officer Murray at the time.
And now what they have those riblets, they're like little riblets, right? I've never had.
Riblets, yeah. And if you've ever tried to buy like a generic McRib,
Yeah.
oh, it's a riblet sandwich.
All right. Well, educational channel.
Well, what do you say we get thrown out of Applebee's?
At that time, found 2 cell phones, Michigan lottery tickets in the backyard of 25940 Colgate Street. Just
Lottery
as
tickets.
The defendant was being investigated by Officer Riblet. On further investigation, officers were returning to 25953 Dartmouth when Officer Murray recovered a brown backpack and duffel bag. Inside of the bag was the above described handgun and several miscellaneous papers with the defendant's name and other personal information on them, including a DTE bill. When Officer Riblet made it inside of 25953 Dartmouth, he met with the white female that gave him the name Kathleen Phillips. She informed the officer that the defendant had assaulted her by pushing her to the floor of the location. She also stated that the defendant had taken $126 from her purse before he left the house. Officer Riblet informed Officer Murray that the defendant did in fact have U.S. currency in his possession. The amount of cash the defendant had was $126. The defendant was placed under arrest and conveyed to police. The above weapon, the body-worn camera footage, 1 magazine with 2 live 45 caliber rounds were all placed on evidence and turned over to the Inkster Police Department evidence room. On 4/25/2024, Detective Robert Lee met with the defendant after giving the defendant his rights. His statement was taken. The defendant admitted that he was the person that put the handgun in his bag when he was at 25953 Dartmouth Avenue. He also stated that he is a convicted felon and he is not supposed to be around guns. He was afraid because the gun was at his house.
Okay.
I say good day, sir.
All right, so complainant and defendant share an address. Is that correct? Appears to be that way.
Yes.
That's why I'm not seeing a charge for kicking in a door because this is his address. Okay.
Wait,
The
can you
backpack
get
is
can you
down
get
to-
charged for kicking in your own door? Is that what they're saying? You can't get charged because it's
you can't get charged for kicking in your own door if you live there.
Yeah.
So if you and your wife get in a fight and you kick in the door, y'all both
fine.
live there. So it's you're just breaking your own shit in.
Right.
That location.
If you're talking about him, he's the policeman. He's not the one that's in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, so the problem at this point is the error in the complaint.
Well,
If you can get
You gotta give a little bit of credit. I mean, it's not like this happened just yesterday. Well, it was only a few days ago, actually. Now that I think about it, it's only 5 days ago, but still, I'm sure he's seen a lot.
Yeah, and here's the thing too, man. This question of this paperwork, we've never really run into it where it should be all talking about possession of a pew, but it's all talking about he's got a taser and a battery, I guess. It's taser ammunition. I don't know what taser ammunition is.
I'm glad I'm not a cop, though. They'd be asking me questions. Like, shit, if I know. A few days ago.
I didn't do the paperwork. It wasn't me. Somebody else.
denied at this time because of the error in the complaint, because I don't have a description satisfying count 1 and count 2 where it's listing a taser as both a firearm and ammunition, unless
Jim.
sign this. Okay. You have a phone number for the prosecutor in this case?
Damn, she's gonna call the prosecutor.
All right. All right, what's that number?
Let's call the prosecutor, shall we?
Bring it up right now.
Yeah,
It
those
is 313.
things on the what?
All right, thank you.
Oh, it's cut. Great.
This is going to be denied at this time for further information. However,
Guys in the truck are on it. Good
this
job.
is the contact
job,
number
guys.
for you, officer, at 985.
So we're gonna deny it for right this minute. We
That's
have to-
interesting.
Okay, let me give the prosecutor a call, see what they want to do. If he's got case law supporting this as the, then I'll call you back and we'll get it approved. If not, then we'll talk to them about getting it reissued. As
Wow.
long as you get it back to me before the end of, my docket today, I will do it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, say hello again in Inkster.
Interesting.
Oh, we're back.
Just like that.
Magic of television.
All right, Officer Dukes.
Mayonnaise?
I can't see. Are you there? I can hear
Yes, I'm right
somebody.
here.
They all have
All
fake
right,
names.
my camera's up. There we go.
He's
That's
Duke.
okay.
He's back.
In People versus Brandon Spalding Lewis, I have had some additional discussion with the prosecutor, clarifying that the attempt possession of a taser was actually the underlying charge, making him eligible to possess a firearm under the new statute. It's this new statute.
Oh, they
I
fixed
guess
it.
I have probable cause to support the charges at this point.
Mama with 10 bones. Thanks.
All that hard work you put in yesterday finally pays off.
You figured it out. Mama,
Thank you, Mama.
And then we can move ahead to the arraignment portion.
Bringing them over now, man.
All right. So we got it figured out. Went for the good guys. Thanks to a new statute, she said.
Like that. Mama llama.
Where did we do?
All right, good afternoon. What's your name?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Brandon Lewis.
Hey, fun fact, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, we've had somebody in our chat bigger than even Chili, and you guys didn't even realize it a few times, right? Wouldn't he, with Marcel's friend? Wouldn't he be? I'm pretty sure he's almost. I think he's. I almost.
There are more videos about him.
Yeah, a big
on
time
YouTube than.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
you guys don't even. You guys, we've never even said that, but yeah, which I think is kind of funny when you think about that. It just reminded me of that last comment.
You never know who's in the chat.
It's for sure.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lewis. All right, People versus Brandon Lewis, counsel.
Brad Murad, PA 3665. On behalf of Mr. Brandon Lewis, we waive the formal reading. Mr. Lewis stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
Glad you made it through.
Thank you,
though.
counsel. The court notes formal.
I saw on the radar the one real big one that Reed Timmer showed earlier today.
Did you see the Godzilla hell?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
That's so scary, man.
It was almost like you take a baseball and then glue a bunch of smaller
Spikes.
hail on
Yeah,
it.
it's
like
Go
Jesus.
through your roof, man.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
Reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's
Last-
behalf. I'll hear your argument as to bond from the defense.
Not telling.
Judge, on behalf of Mr. Lewis, I'd indicate that he's 37 years old. I didn't see any assaultive criminal history on his behalf. He's not employed at this time, relying on government assistance as his sole source of
Nice.
income. He indicates that he takes some medication he's not received. It looks like this charge is not assaultive. I'd ask the court to consider personal bond on this particular matter.
Oh, yeah. PR bond. Let's give it to him.
Yeah, why not?
Officer, is there anything that I need to know in terms of assaultive convictions in the defendant's history?
Well, I just want to make you aware, Your Honor, that he also lives with two of the people who original complainants. They did not want to pursue prosecution, but he does live with them. We've been called there for other domestic events, and then the criminal history involving CCW as well. But outside of that, leave it up to you, Your Honor.
All right, so you've had runs to the location regarding allegations of domestic violence, but no convictions. Is that
Oof.
correct?
Got the runs.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Murad, does your client have somewhere else to stay, and what's his work history or work situation?
Judge, so he's not employed. And with regard to Mr. Lewis, do you have somewhere else to stay? Just yes or no? Yes.
I just wanted a reason to go buy one of those 5-gallon bucket pails from was it Sam's Club or Costco with the macaroni and cheese, the 5-gallon buckets,
Yeah. Get down there and just
Storm
hunker
shelter.
down.
Yeah, just take your cutlery with you and you're good to go.
All right, thank you. All right, bond is going to be set at $25,000 personal. However, I am requiring a GPS tether
What?
to ensure that he stays away from the address
No
and
excuses.
the would-be complainant. We don't, although we just have weapons charges here, there, you are not to return to the address where this is alleged to have occurred on Dartmouth. All right.
College?
Looks like a
Not
nice
versus-
day outside of her
Oh,
But I
yeah.
still can't understand what we're looking at. Like, it's just a tree, I guess.
One moment, please.
Our first PR bond of the day.
Yeah. Pretty lucky, if you ask me.
I know, right? We run from the law. But it really does get difficult when people call police because of domestic violence situations and then don't want to do anything about it.
Yeah.
They won't cooperate. They won't do anything.
I guess you just have a change of mind in the time that it takes them to get there, whatever. But a lot of states won't listen. You get called for a DV. Somebody's going.
Somebody's got to go.
Apparently not there, though. Leather and Lashes. Look at you, 16 months of member.
She lives.
She still loves me. It's a black heart. That's
Still working for the cookie company?
I think she got mad because I mispronounced one of the cookies. The other company, you know.
Right.
I think that's what did. I think that's what threw her over.
All right.
To the dark side.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Could be it.
I am imposing the tether in these no contact orders given the allegation or the information from the detective that there have been previous domestic violence runs to this location with this defendant now allegedly being in possession of a firearm and ammunition. While I do realize that this is not charged as an assaultive matter because we have an uncooperative we have would-be plaintiffs who are uncooperative, and I understand they've been uncooperative in the past as well. My concern is that there is some level of fear playing a role in what's going on here, and that is concerning me for their safety as well. So bond is set at $25,000 personal. I am going to order a GPS tether before leaving the jail with a curfew of 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. There's to be no contact with the address where this is alleged to have occurred on Dartmouth, and there is to be no contact or attempted contact with Gene Nix Jr. or Kathleen Phillips. That means no verbal contact, no written contact, no contact through third parties or social media.
I think $90 pretty good.
Would be considered
That's
a
not bad.
conditions
5
of
gallons.
this bond order. You may have a one-time police escort to gather belongings from the residence.
I think they're cheaper than the Jim Baker ones he sells, talking about the apocalypse all the
Next
time.
court date.
Does he really sell?
Conference.
Seriously? No.
For the apocalypse.
9
Oh,
a.m.
wow.
Preliminary examination, May 15th, 2024 at
That's
9
very
a.m.
sorry.
All right.
Oh,
Thank you.
Jesus.
Guys in the truck, what's going on? There we go.
Doing here? I lost my window. Jesus.
You're all over the place today.
Guys in the truck.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Singleton.
Good morning.
People versus Ira Singleton, counsel.
Ira.
Oil appearing on behalf of the people.
And Ryan Marad, PA 3665, on behalf of Mr. Ira Singleton, we waive the reading. Mr. Singleton stands mute. He's been advised of his right.
Do it.
Thank you, counsel. The court notes formal reading has been waived. Enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Positions as to bond, please.
Your Honor, the people in this matter are seeking a $20,000, 10% bond with the tether. Ms. Walker resides and is also the girlfriend. The reason we're asking is because of the dangerous to the complainant where he allegedly choked her with both hands.
Ooh.
Also, I note for the court, the reason I'm seeking this bond, he's also, as I see, on probation for custodial interference. It does not appear that this Ms. Walker has any children with him, as far as I can see. It looks like they reside together and are in a dating relationship, but I do not see anything that they have children in common. So I don't believe that that child or children in that case have anything to do with Ms. Walker, as I know. But I am asking that because of him being on probationary status right now and this being assaultive, I'm asking for $20,000, 10% with the tether.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Your Honor, on
Mr.
behalf of
Roy,
Mr.
you should
Singleton,
know, let me just be clear before you make your bond argument. This is charged as violation of a PPO. Remand is available to the court.
I'm sorry. I thought you called the other case. I'm sorry. My apologies.
What? You mean the ones that we were talking about? The one that got married? No way.
There's
Where did you
oh
put
my
it?
God, what a
Where is it?
that dude struck the I mean he really struck it goal. We thought he'd done good first time.
If it is the conjoined twins that we talked about, we actually talked about it on a members only, where the one got married.
The other ones died just the other day. The one that I thought we were talking about, the ones that were connected at the head, they died just the other day.
All right, sweet tea. Where did you? God, could you imagine if that was the truth? That dude.
That dude's
I
like,
mean,
what? Look at him backing up the Brinks truck. He won the lottery.
I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better than that. What a genius, if that's the truth. Yeah, where did you post it? I got to see that.
Judge, on behalf of the PPO, I guess before proceeding, Mr. Singleton believes that he had a hearing on March 16th, and that the PPO was
3
dismissed.
days after my birthday.
At that hearing, I don't have any way to confirm that because it's non-public.
His imaginary hearing?
I guess I don't know if anyone else can, or if I could just put that on the record with regard to the PPO.
Sure.
But so what I'd say about Mr. Singleton, Judge, is he's 45 years old. That he indicates he has a stable residence with his mother, 5 children. He's been a resident of Michigan most of his life. He's gainfully employed at Surtech, but I believe they're assigned to Chrysler. He's starting that job next week. He wants the court to know he earned a bachelor's degree in criminal justice.
Of course.
Medications daily indicates that he's received some of his
Has
medication.
it?
I'd ask the court for no contact.
The video not playing, right?
I'd ask the court to consider personal bond here. I don't have any.
Yeah, his mouth is moving.
Right? I've been made aware of.
It's not on my
and
screen.
I guess
either
without
of them.
sort of verification with the PPO matter.
Oh no, you might be onto something, Credence.
All right, thank you.
You
I
might
won't
be
let
on
me do anything with the.
All right, so let me be clear. I actually have 2 files in
The
front
one day I give you
One
what you
is
want, send you to
violence
YouTube to play a video.
to have occurred
I'm
yesterday
clicking on the
April
screen. It won't do
26th.
anything. Look.
I then have a file
Clicking,
in front of me
clicking,
for
clicking,
violation
clicking.
of the PPO.
Now
Now,
what do I
you
do?
understand.
Is it still playing?
Shit, now it won't remove it.
You know, that he thought that there was not a
And Creed's gone. Just like that. That was one of the newest things. We talk about it all the time. We're trying to innovate here. We're trying to bring you anything and everything you want. So what did we do? We brought you a new, wholesome, entertaining way to do a Creed frame. That's right. Once again, we are innovating and bringing you nothing but the best. Who else would think of a better way to disturb the show than us with the all-new Creed frame? New and improved. Now with the long-lasting new Creed frame smell. The new Creed frames are my new favorite thing in the world. I mean, I've got to fix the Creed frame thing and put like a new and improved on it because it's definitely completely different.
I left this time. It's not technically a Creed frame, but we'll go with it. I had Firefox to screw it out. So anything I clicked and did, I had to jump all the way out so I could Control Alt Delete, go into the end and end the task that way. But I think we're back.
I believe that those
Yay!
children in that case have anything to do with Walker, as I know. But I am asking that because of him being on probationary status right now and this being assaultive, I'm asking for 20,000, 10% with the tether.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Your Honor, I mean,
Mr. Roy, you should know, let me just be clear before you make your bond argument. This is charged as violation of a PPO. Remand is available to the court.
I'm sorry. I thought you called the other case. I'm sorry. My apologies.
I do, Michael. I use that for the
Judge,
stream
on
right. I
behalf
can't
of
use it
the,
for all the tabs.
PPO, I guess before proceeding, Mr. Singleton believes that he had a hearing on March 16th, and that the PPO was dismissed. At that hearing, I don't have any way to confirm that because it's non-public. I guess I don't know if anyone else can, or if I could just put that on the record with regard to the PPO. But what I'd say about Mr. Singleton, Judge, is he's 45 years old. That he indicates he has a stable residence with his mother, 5 children. He's been a resident of Michigan most of his life.
Stable residence with his mother.
Employed at
doing great, bud.
Surtech, but I believe they're assigned to Chrysler.
Good as I am.
He's starting that job next week. He wants the court to know he's.
Then he doesn't have the job if he's starting next week.
And then he takes 5 to 7 different medications daily. Indicates that he's received some of his medication. I'd ask the court for no contact.
Out of all those medications, none of them are Viagra.
Bond here. I don't have any assault or criminal history that I've been made aware of. And I guess without sort of verification with the PPO matter, I'd ask the court to consider reasonable bonds.
All right, thank you. All right, so let me be clear. I actually have 2 files in front of me. One for the misdemeanor domestic violence that is alleged to have occurred yesterday on April 26th. I then have a file in front of me for violation of the PPO. Now, I do understand his, that he thought that there was not a PPO in effect anymore because the complainant shared that understanding. However, in lien, the PPO is still active. And they don't have any paperwork stating that the PPO was lifted. In addition, they have confirmed the existence of the PPO. They said through notification and control, which would be the police department. One moment, please.
Is that a bad word?
Put a smear of cream cheese on the bagel.
In October of 2023, that the respondent, that would be defendant here, poses a credible threat to the physical safety of petitioner and or child of the petitioner. That finding was made in 2023. And now I have just yesterday allegations that he strangled her
with 2 hands.
So
you mean business when you're 2-handed.
Both hands is serious. One hand means I love you.
Your domestic violence case bond will be set at $25,000 personal. No contact or attempted contact with complainant. However, and the violation of, and the court date on that when the pretrial will be May 16th.
I feel like we have to point this out. We haven't yet.
8:30 a.m. on the
where they busted out the hole in the wall and covered it up.
PPO, however, remand is available to the court. I do not believe in losing cash bonds where remand is available if the idea is to protect the complainant. The best way I can protect her is by keeping defendant in custody. And I have the means available to do that. So I am going to do that. Next court date on this one is going to be April 29th, 8:30 a.m.
5 maybe.
I think we lost DC.
Yep, I know. It's going to keep happening.
Wow, they dropped the bomb on them on that. He ain't getting out.
Cuda.
That job he's starting.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, he's got a job. Well, I mean, he starts Monday, but he's got a job.
Sad situation.
Well, what does maybe have to do with he doesn't like Bob, I guess. Jesus Christ.
All right, where's Mr. Singleton? Thank you. All right, thank you. On the violation of PPO, this is a remand. Next court date, April 29th at KMAC at 8:30 a.m. in front of Judge Glendering on that one. Again, no contact with complainant.
Thank you, Tiny Piggy.
Say something, please.
Remand is imposed due to, one moment, please. Remand is imposed due to the court's concern for safety of the complainant. Again, I have a finding of a court prior to this from October of 2023. The defendant did pose a credible threat to the complainant, and now an allegation that she was choked or strangled yesterday by defendant. Okay, go ahead and advise your client, Mr. Moran.
Thank you. So, Mr. Singleton, before you say anything, I'm just going to address your point. Judge, on these PPOs, I'm not going to ask you to change anything at this time because I understand the court's position and what the court has before it. But I just want the court to know that a lot of times when you do these petitions to modify or terminate the PPO, a lot of times that order doesn't end up translating into lien. And I think that's what Mr. Singleton wants to bring up to you. And Mr. Singleton, what you have to know is there's no way to confirm or deny that today. Your court date is on Monday, and what you believe is correct, then there's no PPA to hold you on, and you've got a personal bond on the other matter. So there's nothing we can do until Monday. I recommend you don't say anything.
And let me just say,
tell Mikey he gets cranky.
Given the assertion by defendant.
Hold on. Stop the show. I apologize for that. But in my defense, for some reason, it's not starring and saving people's donos. There's nothing there. I don't have the usual box that we can look at to see what people sent. So I do apologize for that, but I will fix it.
We're very sorry. We'll do better.
Do you have it on your side? Is it coming up, the starred? Because on my side it doesn't. And when I looked and I saw, I'm sorry.
We don't like to screw up like this. And when we do, we take it. Yeah, there's 10 starred.
Yeah, I have none. Nothing. It's so weird.
Okay.
I will fix it. I apologize.
Our apologies. One and all.
Your presence with the complainant, I'd be making a different decision today. But what
if you don't do better.
Words of encouragement. I love it.
Of physical harm. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I ain't do shit.
Mr. Singleton, if he wants to say something, he can, counsel. But that's where I am.
Right. I recommend you don't, but you can. I just said thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
One letter too many.
Right. You had one job to.
Just one job. Mm-hmm. 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 I see where I went wrong here.
Punt and click. That's it. Nice hair, bro.
All right.
Young feller do.
Good morning or good afternoon. People versus Juan Jose Wambala, counsel.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
And Ryan Marad, PA 3665, on behalf of Mr. Juan Arambula. We waive the reading. Mr. Arambula stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
Thank you, counsel. Court notes formal reading has been waived. Enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. In terms of bond, I will hear arguments as to bond.
Your Honor, I know this is a non-assaulted case, but I'm going to be asking for $50,000 cash, tether, house arrest, and for the following reason. He has 3 pending felony warrants. He has 2 fleeing and elude, 1 RCSP motor vehicle. The fleeing and elude,
Chase.
I'm not going to say the case numbers, but it happened in November 22nd, 23. Also on November 8th, 23. And the RCSP happened on July 23, 23. On case number, and I'm going to say this one, this is the RCSP, a $22,000 personal bond was set in July of 23. He capious on August 9th of 23. There's a $5,000 cash surety bond set by Judge Jefferson. He also has 2 pending warrants under review at the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office.
Damn, dude.
These are both matters.
He's on a roll.
Defendant fled from officers on the traffic stop. One occurring on 10/13 of 23. The other one occurring on November 9th of 23. He also has 46 outstanding.
Yes, always here.
That's her, the prosecutor, by the way, that's making all that yakety. Did she just say 43 unpaid something?
Getting ready to say that.
Of 23, the other one occurring on November 9th of 23. He also has 46 outstanding traffic warrants out of Detroit, 36th District Court, 6 fugitive traffic warrants as well. Dearborn has multiple stolen vehicle cases in which he is the main suspect and is fled from the officers. There have been multiple joint operations by police departments attempting to apprehend this defendant without success until now. And for this reason, Your Honor, the people note he only has, as far as the criminal history of 2021 CCW that was undertaken under HIDA. But Your Honor, based on this, it is a continuous motive and evidence of flight in every single case. Your Honor, he also in this RCSP case, he admitted that he stole the cars to the officer. Your Honor, I'm asking for that high cash bond, tether, house arrest, because of the efforts that's made by multiple police agencies to apprehend this defendant, and that he continues not to come to court when he has pending matters, and also he has future pending matters for fleeing and elude, Your Honor. And based on that, I'm asking for that high cash bond.
And the amount of the bond, one more time, please, Ms. Boyle.
50,000 cash.
50,000.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Murad.
Thank you, Judge. Before I address bond, are we arraigning Mr. Arula on 3 matters today, or just the 1 matter that's on the list?
Or any of the other 200.
I only have 1 file for him in front of me, and that is the fleeing and eluding that from November 23. They have noted in the investigator's report that there are 2 other cases pending.
Okay. So, Judge, on behalf of Mr. Arula, he's 22 years old. The people are correct. There's no assault of criminal history. There's 1 possession of a firearm case, prior conviction that he has, but nothing else that I'm aware of. Judge, he wants the court to know that he's scheduled to start on Tuesday, April 30th at Bradco Construction.
Good. He got himself a job.
He's concerned in their argument. The only thing I would add, Judge, is if the court is going to, consider a bond, I'd ask the court to consider a tether instead of any sort of cash with regard to Mr. Arula. Again, it looks like everything's a vehicle offense. I think the court
looks like he has a cigarette hanging in his mouth
with a GPS and any sort of
or a candle.
Cash bond. So that's
looks great though.
Shadow.
All right, does he get the 50K? What do you think? I mean, he's got quite the rap sheet. Those are warrants too, right? That he has out.
Yes, he's got all this going on. I mean, is there any way we don't just keep the Hispanic Mo in jail? I mean, how are we going to just release this man back into the wild?
By the way, if you're on our Discord, all the way down the bottom, it's Mikey MFTs. Doesn't do them all that much, so they're kind of
rare right now. Yeah.
First person to screenshot that and upload it under that on our Discord owns it. By the way,
it's all yours, baby.
Owns it. Do whatever you'd like.
Feel free to retire off of it. Whatever you
right,
need.
Andy Jan. Thank you for the $5 late fee. We appreciate that. Better late than never, as they say.
There's really nothing to convince me that a person who is accused of continuously running from police, driving away from police, is going to keep a tether on just because I put it on him or order it put on him. He seems to be making every effort to avoid answering for his behavior. And I almost never give a high cash bond with a non-assaultive offense based upon flight risk. But here, there's a capious history. There are numerous cases pending involving flight from police.
But he's got a new job.
Flight from police here.
Alleged.
I do think it's necessary to keep Mr. Arula in custody to have him answer to these allegations because he doesn't seem to be willing to do it otherwise. So bond is set at $50,000 cash. If he's able to make the bond, GPS tether with full home confinement is required. And there is to be no driving as a condition of the bond until a judge says otherwise. There will be an unaffordable bond review hearing. That will be scheduled for Wednesday, May the 1st.
I never got those, understood those. An unaffordable bond hearing.
Right, yeah.
So
we're not here to make deals, bud.
Somebody drop the link tree or just the
then May 8th for probable cause conference at 8:30 a.m.
Discord, please.
Preliminary examination May 15th at 8:45 a.m. Thank you. Those are in front of Judge Jefferson.
Good luck, Mr. Arugula.
Kid ain't got no time for work. He's busy committing crimes, man. Yeah, beautiful. Hi.
Irvin.
Mr. Irvin. People versus Tommy Leonard Irvin. Counsel.
Thank you, Kat.
Beautiful. On behalf of the people.
Thank you, Pass.
And Ryan Marab, PA 3665, on behalf of Mr. Tommy Irvin. We waive the reading. Mr. Irvin stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
Showcasing the best.
Notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on Mr. Irvin's behalf. Positions as to bond on the CCW charge, please.
People have no objection to $5,000 personal bond in this matter. No capious or criminal history that I'm aware of. Not assaulted.
Thank you.
Objection, Your Honor. Just a travel request. Mr. Irvin does have his domicile in South Carolina. He was visiting his father and daughter in Detroit for the last month. He can stay here if required, but I just maybe would like him to have the freedom to go back home if
necessary. Keep those South Carolina criminals out of Detroit. Take them back.
Right. Sir, you're not to purchase or possess any firearms or other dangerous weapons during the course of your bond, which is set at $5,000 personal. Also noting that you may leave the state of Michigan. There are no travel restrictions, okay, with respect to your bond. Next court date is going to be a probable cause conference in front of Judge Robbins, May 8th at 8:30 a.m. After that, preliminary examination is set for May 15th at 8:45 a.m. Thank you.
Look at that.
Oh, wait a minute.
Way to go, South
Oh,
Carolina.
wait a minute.
Bring him back.
Wait, come back, bud.
Bring Mr. Irvin back.
Wait a second. Uh-oh.
You're wanted for murder in South Carolina.
We're holding you.
Okay, all right, that'll stay as is. Thank you.
Oh, never mind.
Okay,
Never mind, dude. You're fine.
Good to go. Holy crap. Look at how big this dude is.
Is that a Roddy
Mr.
Piper
Cook,
shirt he's got
good
on with just
afternoon. People
nothing on?
versus Jamie Crook, counsel.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf
Either that, he just cosplay as Popeye the Sailor Man, olive oil.
665 on behalf of Mr. Jamie Crook. We waive the reading. Mr.
He's a
Crook
crook.
stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
I heard.
Thank you, counsel. The court notes formal reading has been waived and interest in not guilty plea on Mr. Cook's behalf. Positions as to bond, please.
Your Honor, Mr. Cook is, I'm asking for a remand in this matter.
Just quit.
He is charged as a CSC1 kidnapping recounts. Your Honor, this is alleged is a 19-year-old woman in which he is alleged to have digitally penetrated as well as vaginally penetrated this young woman to the point she started bleeding. They allegedly met at a gas station. She had asked for the use of his phone, and that he said no. Then he grabbed her by.
My God, look how bald he is in the back. He's just got hair in the front. Look at that. He's only got hair in the front. He looks like Matt Lee in the back. But,
Yeah, maybe he's trying to go for like the military cut look, you know, where it's bald at the back. And you get like the little thing in him. Maybe he's like John Cena fan.
I don't think that he chose that.
By the way, this guy is very menacing. I mean, he's the last guy to say, "Hey, man, can I use your phone?"
Right. All right. So you're at a gas station. This 19-year-old woman, I believe they said, walked up and asked to use the phone.
And instead of letting her fingers do the walking.
Yeah, wouldn't you rather? I'd rather just own it. Just be bald in the front, you know.
Oh yeah. So he's got like the landing spot on the back, crop circle.
That's what I mean. But you look at him when he was just sitting there this entire time. I thought he had a whole head of hair.
And then they went to an abandoned building. He pulled her pants underwear to her knees. Then he penetrated her. Told her it would get worse if he didn't let her do it. As I said, she started to bleed. Her stomach and vaginal area were hurting. She ran to a market and asked the stranger to call 911. And they did speak to the stranger, and that was verified. My understanding, I assume,
what a piece of
DNA
shit.
was taken from the complainant as well as the defendant. Those results are not back yet, but this occurred allegedly at 10:30 in the morning. There is some green light video in which
broad daylight
is walking in front of the complainant. They are seen going into the building. They are seen exiting. She exits first, and then he exited about 3 minutes later. She did report the rape immediately. It is on video. His record is old. The last thing I see assault of is for a 1989 unarmed robbery. But based on the facts of this case, being a danger to the community as well as to the complainant, Ms. Griffin, in this matter, Your Honor, the people are requesting a remand.
Thank you. Defense.
But obviously, the recitation of the investigator's report is gruesome. But Mr. Cook's position was obviously left out. Towards the end of the report, he does state his position on the record. We're not going to try the case today with regard to witnesses and credibility, but what I'd tell you about Bond is he's 53 years old. He maintains his innocence from these allegations. He does have a fiance and 5 children that he resides with. He's a recipient of Social Security. Obviously, again, I know what the charge is, but he's maintaining his innocence. I'd ask the court to consider reasonable bond and confinement with regard to these allegations.
Thank you. allergies. Just for clarity of the record, there is not a rape on video. There is video of the defendant.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't say green light. You're right.
Oh, she did say that.
I mean, you didn't do that on purpose. It just sounded that way. I just wanted the record to be clear. That there is video, green light video of them leaving the gas station together. And yes, there's DNA.
Well, there's a big difference between
taken.
those two.
None of that is going to be extremely helpful because what he alleged was a consensual meeting up, at least. I don't know how far, but that's his allegations that anything that happened was consensual. So DNA testing, et cetera, don't really help us there. It's just a matter of testing credibility.
Him being a big, huge dude don't help his credibility because you look at him, he looks menacing.
Community safety, given what's described here
Mm-hmm.
in the investigator's report, given the complainant side of the story, I am somewhat swayed by the immediate reporting of this to police.
That's true. That's always good.
And so I am going to set a cash bond. I am not going to remand Mr. Crook, given the lack of any prior convictions, any prior history, such that he will get the benefit of a bond redetermination hearing. I do not expect that DNA results, et cetera, other footage would be available by then, but it's possible. And so someone might be able to make an even better informed decision about dangerousness to the community. Bond is going to be set here at $100,000 cash surety.
Okay. All right. Okay. I was
There
worried
should be no
about.
contact with the complainant.
It's about ready to hear 10K and go, what?
Yeah,
No
he's not
verbal contact, no written contact, no contact through third parties or social media. Any
David.
further contact will be considered a violation of the conditions of the bond.
Be as late as you'd like.
And then if he's able to make the bond, GPS tether with full home confinement.
It's going to be a lot of he said, she said in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just getting Social Security.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Bond review date will be Wednesday, May the 1st. Wednesday, May 1st for bond redetermination hearing.
I'll look for that and see if we get anything
7th
different.
at 8:30 a.m. for probable cause conference. May 14th at 8:45 a.m. for preliminary examination. Those latter two in front of Judge King. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that is the rest of the story, Creed. That is it. Funny. What happened? Look, we make a lot of jokes and things like that, but that is no joking matter because I saw a guy back when I was a teenager, a buddy of mine, his dad went to prison for like 10 years, all because he claimed he was in a consensual situation with a lady in an alley outside of a bar.
In an alley.
Yeah. But she claimed that they did do something, but it was under her duress because he was a large man. His dad being, I believe he was 6'6", about 400 pounds, big dude, like big biker guy. And he ended up going to prison for 10 years. And he was a sheriff at the time. Oh,
wow.
Yeah. I mean, it went from, where he was doing great and everything you thought.
Lord.
And the next thing you know, boom, he was in prison for 10 years. So, a lot, all it takes is her to say no one time, even if it was some consensual thing of them going in that building. It's a lot at play there, and he's got an uphill battle if he's innocent, but let's wait and see.
There will be a premiere coming up at 3:00.
I need about 20 minutes to finish putting it together, and it'll be posted. So keep an eye out for that over on Credence and Mike.
And then 405 East.
That's right, Creed. A lady allegedly bites her lover on the testicles.
Oh,
trying to bite them off.
Lovely.
So don't miss that.
Can't wait. And then, guys, court continues, right? 5:30, isn't it Wednesday? I think. Let me see.
That's right. It is 5:30 today. Members only. Oh, we got a case. So don't miss that. The chat is always interesting, to say the least. During court.
For some reason, court. Court members only. The chat, always goes a different way, and it does. Yeah. All right, the Inkster Express. Cobalt Tools for the win. Thank you. Right when we started too. Yesterday,
Beautiful.
38 minutes in, we were like sweating,
Beautiful.
almost crying. Mama, you figured it out. You did it yet? Thank you. Cindy Lou, who? Tiny Piggy, Annie, Jen, and David.
Oh.
Thank you guys so much. I like this. This is a nice turn of events here. I don't get that a lot. I usually get a lot of flack from our old friend Loud Elvis.
I had it all ready to upload, and the file something was wrong with it, and I had to start from scratch about noon.
No
excuses. No excuses, but I'll get it done. I promise. It'll be there. And it'll be Judge Middleton sending folks to jail.
Nice. Love that.
The old handcuffs. All right, guys, we love you. Stay safe, stay hard. So, too, if you're new here, please hit the like button, subscribe. No matter what's going on in your life, take time to give yourself a little therapy to hang out with the kids. Stay safe. See you guys. Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
I haven't heard from them.
We had one day where at 100 or so.
Yeah. I'm sure at some point. I bet if I look right now, there's some to give out. Let me look. Everybody hold, please.
And one's just a video. The premieres are just videos without us talking all over it.
Oh yeah, that's everyone's favorite.
Right.
The lack of the people that put in the work. I'm looking now. Let's see. I don't know. This lady just tried to ask me something about good car insurance. I don't have any to give away.
Oh,
what
man.
do I do? I've got 10. Here we go. Here's 5.
Oh, nice.
And here comes 5 more.
Oh, I guess it pays to stick around until after the show's over.
Yeah, here's Mama Long. Kitty Cat, Canadian Bacon, James Cloud, and Disney Fan got the first 5, and the next 5 will go to your mom. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. 5 going to Rita, MT, Simba, and Jeff and Veronica. Oh,
nice.
Enjoy those 10 we just gave out.
That's actually great since we have members only tonight.
Yeah, we need to stock up.
That's perfect.
We're padding our numbers.